This home security video shows you why you have to be very careful opening your door for anybody. This took place at 9 o'clock at night in London. A guy posing as a delivery guy rings the doorbell on a family home, and he waits patiently with the package. When the father at the home opens the door, the delivery guy politely says, "Hey, can I just leave it on the ground? I need to take a picture of it." And then when the guy bends down to pick up the package, the delivery guy rushes over, and then 1, 2, 3 more accomplices rush into the house, and they terrorize the family, robbing them. They shoot an 11-year-old little boy in the head. They slash the father on the head with a knife, and they hold the knife to his 2 teenagers until they can rob them of everything they have. 3 lessons to learn. 1, one of the easiest ways for criminals to gain access to your home is to pose as service workers. Maybe they come as the cable guy or as a delivery guy, or they say that they're from the electrical company and they need to come in and check the wires. Don't let anyone into your home, and don't even open the door for them unless you're expecting a service call. And if someone does arrive that you didn't expect, keep them outside, keep the door locked, and call the company to confirm that they sent someone. 2, if someone is delivering a package to your home, but you don't see an official UPS or FedEx truck out front, don't open the door. Don't even acknowledge that you're home. And this is particularly true if you're a woman home alone. You don't need to open the door, you don't need to answer it, and don't let them persuade you that you need to sign for it or it's going to be a big problem. Just don't open the door. And 3, think about keeping some type of self-defense weapon in your home. Now, this family lived in London where guns are illegal, so they had no way of protecting themselves. And of course, their intruders had both guns and knives. Depending on where you live, think about what type of weapon you might want to have in your home that's secure, so that if someone's ever trying to break into your home, you have a way to keep them out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire in the hole.
Who doesn't love watching stuff blow up? Daikon pipeline blasting removes rock for future infrastructure. The explosions are triggered to go off in sequential order to safely and efficiently remove the ground and soil. The pipelines that will occupy the craters carry gas, water, or other materials over long distances.
Seven trumpets will mark the judgment of the living on earth, 4 devastations and 3 woes. These are 7 redemptive judgments to plague earth while salvation is still possible before the close of mercy. Consider the importance of the Day of Atonement in the wilderness in Leviticus 16. It was the most important day in the Jewish year, for the 10th day in the 7th month marked the close of Israel's judgment for that year. Likewise, a parallel is drawn for the final generation in Revelation as the 4th seal is opened and the first trumpet sounds. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth, and there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. The first angel sounded his trumpet, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and it was hurled down on the earth. 1/3 of the earth was burned up, 1/3 of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. The second angel sounded his trumpet, and something like a huge mountain, all ablaze, was thrown into the sea. 1/3 of the sea turned into blood, 1/3 of the living creatures in the sea died, and 1/3 of the ships were destroyed. The magnitude of this impact will also send waves roaring into the coastlines, massively affecting coastal cities, possibly wiping them off the map. The third angel sounded his trumpet, and a great star, blazing like a torch, fell from the sky on 1/3 of the rivers and on the springs of water. The name of the star is Wormwood. 1/3 of the waters turned bitter, and many people died from drinking the waters that had turned bitter. The fourth angel sounded his trumpet, and 1/3 of the sun was struck, 1/3 of the moon, and 1/3 of the stars, so that 1/3 of them turned dark. 1/3 of the day was without light, and also 1/3 of the night. The disaster caused by the first 3 trumpets will disrupt the Earth's surface, and will cause volcanic action on a level so great, smoke and debris will cause a blockout of much of the natural light from the sun. As I watched, I heard an eagle that was flying in midair call out in a loud voice, "Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth because of the trumpet blast about to be sounded by the other 3 angels." Then the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star falling from heaven to the earth. To him was given the key to the bottomless pit, and he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of the pit like the smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. Then out of the smoke locusts came upon the earth, and to them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. They were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth, or any green thing, or any tree, but only those men who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. And they were not given authority to kill them, but to torment them for 5 months. Their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. In those days, men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them. The 6th angel sounded his trumpet, and I heard,
Leave it there.
Oh my God, he's on the track.
Leave
Don't,
it there.
don't get killed. Don't. Get off the track.
No, just leave it.
Get off the track.
Leave it.
God. Oh my God.
Here's another method on how to get out of zip ties. There are many different scenarios and methods. I'm going to use my belt in this one. Take off your belt and tuck it under your hand that's zip tied to the chair and loop it over. This may take some time, but stay persistent until you get it. Once you finally get it over, you can then secure it to the other end of the belt. Once it's secure, you're going to lift your foot and place your foot inside the belt. With a nice leg thrust, you're going to snap it open and do the same thing on the other side. Remember to try to stay calm, focused, and determined. It will take some time, but when your life is at stake, it is worth it. Stay safe, guys.